Welcome back, everybody. This will be our fourth installment of our FTO program, and today we're going to talk about pit maneuvers and some other traffic related things and backup and all that good stuff. Now, I am alone in the server, so we're going to have to demonstrate how a pit maneuver working solo works best. And right now we have just accepted a call for a stolen police car on Marina Drive, so that's up here. We're going to respond code 3, 0 Whiskey 30. I'll be responding code 3 to the stolen police car on Marina Drive. And away we go. Now in Los Santos, they have a terrible problem with people stealing their police cars, and I think I have eyes up there. Yep. Now at this point, we are pretty much in a chase, so 0 Whiskey 30, 1080. We are in a Los Santos police vehicle reported stolen. We are heading west on Marina Drive. Nearest post is 3030. West 1032 is code 3. Now what I just did there is I gave my current location and my direction of travel. I told them why I was in pursuit of 1080 as a pursuit of a vehicle, and I requested backup 1032 code 3 for emergency lights and siren. 0 Whiskey 30, we're now making a right onto Joshua Road, heading south. Current post is 4013. Now we're going to be heading up here. This fog really makes this glare terrible. But we're going to be heading up here to Sonora Road. He's probably going to try to make a break for it back to the city. If I would. Yep, he did right through that stop sign. Now notice how we slowed down to make sure there was nothing coming through that intersection. That cross traffic doesn't have a stop sign, so that would have been quite a collision. I can't drive nearly as recklessly as he is. Because first of all, we have realistic damage, and if I want to stay in this pursuit, I need to try to preserve my car too. And not only that, but I don't want to endanger anybody. If I got out of my car, he would have taken off on me. I don't want to endanger the public. And let's be perfectly honest, the locals here in Blaine County and into the city do not drive the best, so there's a good chance of us having a collision if we're not careful. Now in some jurisdictions you have to request a pit timer, and a pit timer simply says that we're going to give this guy 2 minutes to stop on his own, and if he doesn't, as long as traffic conditions are appropriate, then we're going to perform a pit maneuver. Now, pit maneuver stands for Pursuit Intervention Technique, and in the real world, it is performed at 40 miles per hour or less. Now, you'll see that in game speed, we're going 70 miles an hour, but you'll see that the technique will be performed actually the same as in the real world. Now, hopefully, by this time, we would have had some backup. There's none in the server, so I don't expect any. But we'll continue to give call-outs. If you were second in the pursuit, you then take over call-outs and let the primary pursuing vehicle officer focus on things like the pit and keeping eyes on the vehicle. We're doing pretty good with traffic signals there. We've got a red light here, nothing coming cross street. 0 Whiskey 30, we're now heading southwest, making a right onto Spanish Avenue, heading west, turning back around, and another right. We're now on Meteor Street. Stand by. Yep, we're now making a right. We're going by the police station on Vinewood Boulevard, 7284. We're passing the casino. We're now on Mirror Park Boulevard, heading southeast. 7298. So the road didn't change, but the name of the road changed. So if I say Mirror Park Boulevard, someone might go, oh, I know where that is, but I wasn't sure where Vinewood Boulevard was. not sure why he stopped there. I thought we were going to get a foot bail. This looks like a good place for a pit maneuver. So what I'm going to do is I'll call in. The pit timer has expired, and a supervisor has said pit is authorized. He's pulling away from me. He knows what I'm going to do. What I want to do is I want to match his speed. Not this speed. Once we get around this truck, I'm going to match his speed, and I'm going to pull up next to his rear quarter panel, left or right, depending on which direction I want him to spin. You want to be on the side that you want him to face. I am going to ease my vehicle. I'm hearing another siren. It might just be an echo. I'm going to ease my vehicle into his rear quarter panel, get the turn initiated, and then I'm going to drive through the maneuver. So, thank you, local. I am not slamming into him with an attempt to knock him off the road. And traffic is preventing me from trying, although I have to admit, for that vehicle, I'm shocked at how fast it is. I don't remember him being that fast when I drove him. Now heading out of West Rancho, El Rancho Boulevard, westbound 9303. So again, we're going to give updates just so you can hear what that's like. I'd be giving very frequent updates. Going into Cypress Flats, for example, 9194, making a right, continuing on Carson Avenue, northwest. We're in Rancho, 9182. There's another car up here. Have to be very. Oh boy. Well, I didn't have to. Oh, he's going to pull out of that. I'm going to get out, arm myself with a gun, not my jerry can. He's running. Foot pursuit, 1070. And notice when I'm out of the car, I don't have the street sign names down there by my map. So 9112. If I can get up to him here. If I tried to stop and to order him to stop now, he'd just keep running. Lane County Sheriff's Office, stop! Stop where you are, you'll be shot. Do not move. And I'm going to go in for a cuffing. So I'm going to hold E. Animation kicked in. I'll put my gun away. We don't want an accidental discharge. 0 Whiskey 30, 1015 times 1. Back and run to my vehicle. Now, before I do that, I want to search him for any weapons. So I'm going to hit X. I'm going to move down to search the ped. He has dog food. That's odd. Let's see if he has been drinking. No. Has he got any drugs? No. Just one still police car, I guess. And his name is Elliot McLeod. All right, Mr. McLeod. We're going to go back to my vehicle. So if you'll come with me, please. He doesn't have any choice, but it doesn't hurt to be nice. We are not in the best part of town, so we want to get back to our vehicle. And I remember where we ran, but it's also nice to see it on the mini map. So we're going to cross. You know, that pursuit had okay, I got a working lady here too. Over. Cross over. Good thing traffic's light. I don't have to worry. If this was during the day, we'd have a heck of a time getting across here. Okay, now I'm going to let him go. I'm going to move to my door. I have to back out of that menu. Move to my door. and we're on the left side of the vehicle, so that's where he's going to go. I'm going to search the police car, because if there's anything illicit in this police car or illegal, we know it belongs to him. So, didn't find anything. Now, we're on the tracks, so trains do come through here. So I'm going to get in. I'm going to move this off of the tracks, up around the corner here. I'll pull up on this. Well, I don't want to pull on the side. So I'm going to pull right here.
Hello?
And I am going to call for a tow truck. So G, dispatch,
I ain't got no beef with dude.
tow truck. And then I'm going to go back,
You need me to holler at him?
get my vehicle out of the way, because I'm blocking multiple lanes of traffic. But it's more important to get the car that was blocking the railroad track out of the way. And then I'll do a corner stop here. And we have to be aware that when the tow truck arrives, there he is on the mini-map. Let's hope this time he's heading in the right direction. If you watched our last video, you saw where tow trucks can have a mind of their own, so we have to be careful. And Mr. Elliot McLeod, we're going to look him up. TMCLEO. I think that was it. There it is. Oh boy, he has a warrant. An alias warrant would tell me that it's under like a street name, or he might go by multiple aliases or names. So this warrant is out for a generic, let's say his street name is Red Dog, then this is out for the Red Dog, and then when we place him under arrest, because our tow truck has the vehicle, when we place him under arrest, bring him back to the station, they'll verify if he is the same Red Dog that they were looking for. So it's good that we have him in custody. So I'm going to create an arrest report. He lives at 719 Shirley Road in Sandy, which is where we started this pursuit. Sandy Shores. And I always say Sandy's zip code is 12568. And then I put Mr. Elliot McLeod. And we've got some charges here. So he is in possession of a stolen vehicle, and it's down here. Stolen vehicle. He engaged in a pursuit, so that was a traffic felony. That was aggravated fleeing. Well, bodily injury, we're not sure about those really didn't have a lot of crashes, but he did attempting to aggravated fleeing or attempt to elude a LEO, law enforcement officer. He has that warrant, so that will be up here against authority. And they're towards the bottom. Felony warrant or warrant. It said alias warrant. I don't know if it's a felony or not, so I'll put warrant for arrest. And then my name goes in this box. 0 Whiskey 30. Today is July 24th, 2020, and it is 4:36 in the a.m. And we were dispatched to a stolen police vehicle. Pursuit into the city. He was stopped when he ran into the train track. Right, just say train tracks. Short foot pursuit. And suspect taken into custody without incident. An NCIC check, which is a check for wants and warrants, revealed an alias warrant, and then we're going to RP that was confirmed that was confirmed. That's good. So we will sign this. I'm happy with that. It's not very easy to write with a mouse. We're going to upload that report. We're going to clear our charges. So the next time that individual won't be charged with all of this. Close that out. We'll do our report later. Now I'm in the city, and I'm now we're going to code for this call. I'm in the city. Oh, and don't forget, by the way, if you had called for any backup, to cancel your backup. If you hit the up arrow on your keyboard, let's say you have your siren going, and you hit the up arrow, you can have dual sirens going. If you really want to fill the area with sound, you can do that. And that's how we take that off. So, I'm in the city, and I have no idea where the nearest police department is. That's not true, but we're going to RP that. So I'm going to hit X, and you'll notice on my mini-map that there is a police station just around the corner. So we're going to head up here. And get this individual.
Attention all units. Citizens reporting an OD. Respond code 3.
Boy. Now we'll start getting calls here in the city. That's over on Vinewood Park. But we're not going to answer any of those calls. We have a person in our custody, so we would not be at liberty to do anything else but to protect this person. Now, if this was a female a suspect, and I'm a male officer, I would call. Let's see where this. Oh, it's back behind. I would call this in as. Let's see what this before. Yeah, get the clicker. I would call this in as 0 Whiskey 30. I'll be 1015 times 1 on a black, white, Hispanic female. Beginning mileage is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever you want your beginning mileage to be. There we go.
Attention all units. Respond code 3.
Get a 911 hang up. That's an interesting call. And then on my arrival at dropping them off, I would say 0 Whiskey 30. I am clear of my 1015. Ending mileage 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, for example. And the reason you would do that is in the real world, you want the verification that, let's say that you're 3 miles from the station and it took you 2 hours to get there. What happened in those 2 hours? Well, her word against your word may not end up very good for your career. So you want to know that it only took you 4 or 5 minutes with traffic and signals to get those 3 miles, or maybe 6 or 7 minutes, something logical, depending
All
if you're
units,
in the city or not.
3.
So the reason that would be the reason that you would do that in the real world, and that's the reason that we do that when we're RPing as well. Okay, I'm going to come over here, and I am going to set a waypoint for the county, because here in the city, this highway system is a mess. So I'm just going to pick a spot. Let's go by the airport here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's try that again. Okay. There we go. Double click with your left mouse button and that'll set a waypoint. Now you'll notice on my GPS I now have a little purple line that's going to lead me back to the county. Now I'm clear of my suspect, so if I see someone driving super crazy or if I have, anything going on in front of me, or if I want to answer a call, maybe the city is really busy and they've asked for some help from the county, then on my way back through town, so to speak, I would go ahead and give them a hand. Now this will be a good time to talk about traffic in the server. Notice that it's early morning. There's hardly any traffic down here. Traffic can and will be time dependent. Sometimes the servers will be devoid of traffic, and that just indicates that maybe the server needs to be reset. We're not completely devoid of traffic. We just saw a Buccaneer drive by us, and that little mini type of vehicle was turning there. So, smart car type of thing. So there's cars. There's a truck, and he's, should have stopped a little bit better than that. But if we're being perfectly honest, the traffic in San Andreas really does represent California. They don't seem to stop.
Attention all units. We've got an OD.
Oh, we have an OD on Sonora Road. We're going to go ahead and answer that. That's on our way back. 0 Whiskey 30. I'll be 1097. The overdose on Sonora Road, code 3. Now, I am an officer that carries Narcan. Narcan is a counteractive substance to opiate overdoses like heroin and morphine. So I'm going, 9 times out of 10, an overdose is going to be an opiate. So I'm going to be en route here as emergency medical almost. First responders do a lot. So you may be the first one on the scene, and your medical training that you get in the police academy will have to suffice to try to keep these people alive. With Narcan overdoses, the person can be on the brink of death, and you will administer Narcan by way of the nostrils. And lo and behold, they will wake up as if nothing ever happened. In fact, a lot of times they have no idea what happened. And if there was such a thing as a miraculous medicine, Narcan would be it. I'm keeping a close eye on my mini-map. Luckily, traffic is light because we have this fog we're dealing with. Sonora Road is up here. We're still about 1.5 miles out, and I got that information in the lower left-hand corner of my mini-map. It tells me how close I am to my waypoint. Not the original waypoint we set, by the way. That is still on the map. It's just being overridden by this car. And it will remain on the mini-map until I reach that destination or clear it manually. See how the two lines now separate from one another as I'm going to go this way. My original waypoint was the other way. We're going to end up on some dirt roads here. So we got to be careful of vehicle damage. We don't want to get a bunch of flat tires and not be able to get there. People said, gosh, why didn't you go 100 miles an hour to go help this person or whatever? And the answer is, well, I didn't because I need to get there. If I can't get there, I'm no help to them. This is Sonora Road. We are actually not going to be on Sonora Road. We're going to be on Marina. Do that. Oh, what do you know? It's at Trevor's house. Now everyone on the server just got a notification that I have arrived on the scene of my call, but I'm going to give them a hand and tell them to. 0 Whiskey 30, I am 1023, the overdose on what turns out to be Marina Drive and cross street of Zancudo Avenue, 3009. So I'm going to get out. Interactions with these PEDs in a call like this are handled through the E key, echo. So I'm going to hit my E key. It says we got a call about an overdose, tell me what happened. Foster got home, ran inside, and collapsed. Help them, please. So Foster's inside. So I'm going to run inside, and I'm going to find him in a burned out shell of a trailer. Oh boy. Okay, as I approach the victim, I spot a bottle of prescription opiates on the ground next to them. So I want to hit E and begin administering the Narcan to the victim. And he coughs. What happened? Am I dead? The victim is stable. Proceed as you see fit. Well, I would normally, in the real world, if they weren't already here, call for an ambulance so that he can be observed at the hospital. He'd be released later if everything turned out okay. But if I call the ambulance, they won't take him here. So I'm going to get a name from my report. So I'm going to hit my X button. I'm going to ask him for his ID. Oh, this is a call. We're in the middle of a call. Let me hit my E button and stop him. And now I can do that. Now, yeah, he was just like a regular PED. So, Foster Reeves. Now, ironically, all the scripts seem to be talking to one another because our witness outside said that Foster was inside and collapsed. So, Foster Reeves. Now, I'm going to check him, do a little drug swab here on the scene, and he is now negative for any of the other things, so that's good. I'm going to search him, make sure he doesn't have any weapons that can hurt himself. And he has a receipt for a prescription, but not the drugs on him. So, as far as I'm concerned, Foster Reeves is okay to go home. So I'm going to dismiss him. I'm not going to arrest somebody for being overdosed on drugs. That's a medical problem. If he was dealing drugs or he had a amount of drugs on his person that was high enough for sale, well, yes, of course I would take him into custody. But for something like this, it does him no good to go to jail. He needs to go to a treatment center. But what are going to be my charges? Attempted suicide, I'd have to show intent for that. So in this case, I'm just going to let him go. And hopefully, this was an eye-opening experience. Clearly, if he had gone to the hospital, maybe it would set him up with a treatment program or get him some information. We don't have access for that here in the game. So I'm going to finish my original travel here. And actually, I'm going to cut it a little short. I'm going to turn right here. And I still want to show you the pit maneuver. So while we're waiting for a call like that to come in, I'm going to go up here to my map. And I'm just going to click. Double click, I should say. Clear that, so I no longer have that on my map. And I'm going to go into my reports and Foster Reeves, and no other victims. This is for other officers involved. You'll see that I am already listed, and the report is dispatched to apparent opiate overdose. Narcan was administered. Suspect, although it's really not suspect, revived and was advised to seek medical help. Ask it. Was advised to seek medical help. Again, if the ambulance would have taken him, that's where he'd be going. And we're going to do that one. And we still have our stolen police car. And that was Mr. McLeod, Elliot McLeod. No victims in this case.
Attention all units. We've got a moving violation. Respond code 2.
Sometimes that is a giant truck on that oversized vehicle call, like a mining truck, so I'm not going to do that. We can't pit him. And I'm going to say C, arrest report for Elliot McLeod. I'm not going to write all the circumstances of the arrest, the pursuit, the foot pursuit, and all that again. I'm going to upload that report. Now I'm going to do a little housekeeping here. I'm going to go into my completed reports. You see we got quite a list of them. So we had a drunk driver pursuit. There it is. It's going to do it. And this is from the 21st, so this report was probably approved already, so we'll delete that. Since I'm the sheriff, it definitely was. We had another overdose. That suspect fought with us. He was a biker from the biker gang, and the Lost biker gang, and he managed to just want to fight, so that was different. Here's one from the 12th, the 21st, 22nd. Remember, if you get too many reports in your system, then you will, that's one from today, that's one from today, and that's one from today. If you have too many in your system, it won't let you upload another one.
Attention all units. Citizens reporting an assault on a civilian.
Group attack on
Respond code 3.
68, I'd rather not. So let's see. Now I could have run Foster. I could have run Foster's name in the system to see if he had any warrants or anything, but that's not the scope of this video right now. We're already getting, into the half-hour mark. So I want to see if I can stop one more car that wants to run from us. Up here to do that. I'm speeding there a little bit. So I don't want to speed, so I'm going to hit my cruise. And now my cruise control is keeping me from having to make all those abrupt acceleration and letting on and off the, there's a stop sign here. Technically it's not a stop sign, it's a stop bar, but it is legal. It does not have to be accompanied by a stop sign. It's written in the roadway. And let's see. Let's go north.
Attention all units.
Oh, we have a
Respond
drunk
code
driver
3.
right in front of us. So we're going to 0 Whiskey 30. I'll be 1097. The drunk driver on Sonora Way. Code 2. The reason I decided to go to code 2 is I don't want him to hear me coming. And I don't have a vehicle description. Oh, but I see him up ahead. He's in the van. Is that a van? Yeah, he's in the van. Oh boy. Well, this might be a pursuit. 0 Whiskey 30, I'm 1023 the area. I've located the vehicle. It is a van. We are now heading north on Sonora Way. Lights and siren are activated. The vehicle is refusing to stop. .1050, vehicle 1050 with a truck. We'll have EMS en route. Can't believe he just stopped. 0 Whiskey 30, I'll be 1011 on a gray van. Final stop 3048 Sonora Way. Oh, it's a lady. Ma'am, I need you to step out of the vehicle for me, please. The reason I did that is I didn't want her to take off on me. She's already left from one accident. So if I backspace and hit X again, I'll be given a different menu here. And I'm going to ask for her ID so I know who she is. Ironically enough, her name is Foster Reeves. Well, that's interesting. I am going to have her follow me. Let's see. We really don't have a safe place. But we're not in the best of places here. So see if she'll follow me over here. And I'm kind of observing her walking and how she answers my questions and whatnot. So she's not following me anymore, but she went into a cuff position. I didn't really cuff her, I don't think. I am going to search the PED because I want to make sure she doesn't have any weapons. Oh, she has a beer. So I am going to administer a portable breath test, a PBT. Portable breath test is not admissible in court, but you can see she is over the legal limit. She's 0.10, and anything over 0.08 in the state of San Andreas is DUI. So, knowing that, I'm going to cuff, and it says the stop has been canceled, and she is cuffed now. I'm going to grab her, put her into my vehicle. This Foster Reeves is under arrest. Clear that menu. Oh, I can't clear the menu yet. This is different. We could put them in before while we were holding on to them, and now we can't, which makes a lot of sense. You wouldn't do that. So I have to kind of, excuse me, ma'am. There we go. And very good. I'm going to search the vehicle now. Do a cursory search pursuant to impound. So I'm doing an inventory. And I find headphones in her wallet. So the wallet will go with her to jail. So we have, she has that with her. We'll keep the headphones there. There's nothing else in the vehicle. So I will call for a tow truck. The tow truck is down on the interstate system. So we'll see if he can get his life figured out. It's not a good place to spawn, but alright, so Foster Reeves. And Foster could be a female name, there's no doubt about that. And this does say it's a male. We might have a case of identity theft. Just so happens to be with our individual who was overdosed earlier. We'll create an arrest report. We'll let them figure this out down at the station. 1786 Oak Valley Avenue. Santos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Foster Reeves, DUI, so I go down here. This menu is longer than the box, so I have to scroll down. There's my DUI, first offense. She didn't run from me, because as soon as I initiated the stop, hey, you figured it out. What do you know? I don't get that too often from these tow trucks. As soon as I initiated the stop, she did stop. So I'm going to do this real quick because we're blocking traffic now. And dispatched. So that didn't just happen upon her. To a call for a DUI in the area. Van was spotted driving recklessly. Driver stopped and was found to be under the influence. Now, I said it's not admissible in court, but my portable breath test can be put in my report. That was 0.10% BAC, blood alcohol content. And, whoa. Again, signing with a mouse. And we'll upload that, untick this, clear that. We're going to drive her to the station. I need to clear that call so I don't have it on the menu. 0 Whiskey 30. I'll be 1015 times 1, white female, en route to Sandy Shore Station, beginning mileage 12358. So when I get to the station, it should be 12360. If I had taken a detour for who knows what, that would show up too. They'd be like, he was just on Sonora Way. Why was he 25 miles away from the station? That car just ran the stop sign. But we don't do that. We don't do anything about that, I should say, because we are 1015.
Attention all units.
We
Respond
have
code
another
3.
stolen police car, this time with hostages. Well, that would preclude any use of a pit maneuver, that's for sure. So we can't answer that one anyway. 0 Whiskey 30, I'll be 1023, Sandy Shore Station. No longer 1015 with the white female. Any mileage is 12358. We are clear of that. I wonder how many people are going to be named Foster Reeves today.
Don't make me dump it on your front lawn.
Oh, the ambient conversations with these PEDs. Now, here's a guy with an open container in front of the police station. No. We're not going to have that. I know he's in front of the medical center, but it's on the same sidewalk. Excuse me, sir? Sir, stop. Lane County Sheriff's Office, stop. 0 Whiskey 30, 1070, white male, blue sleeveless. Stand by. Blue sleeveless hoodie jeans. We are running behind the medical center. And we have him stop. What's your name? Chad Reyna. Chad, you have any weapons on you? Anything on you that's going to stick me, poke me, hurt me, or harm me in any way? Just your phone and ID card. How drunk are you? Well, you didn't get much of that beer in you then.
Attention all units. Respond code 3.
They still haven't got that police car. Now, I want you to listen to me, Chad. Now, I want you to listen to me. When a police officer comes up to you and says, "Excuse me, sir," you don't drop your beer bottle and run away. Now, I can charge you with an open container, drinking in public, and the whole 9 yards. Now, I know you just live over there, so I want you to go home, and I want you to think about what you've done. If I see you out here again, I'm not going to be so nice next time. All right, Chad? Get out of here now. All right. If he hadn't stopped and I had to tase him or something like that, well, then certainly a report would have to be made. So, in this case, we accomplished what we wanted, and that was getting rid of a guy drinking a beer in front of the medical center. And on that note, I think we're going to call it here. We didn't get that pit maneuver, but don't worry, we can do that next time. at least you saw how a pursuit is handled, and we got the conclusion,
Attention all
and we
units.
did answer a few
Respond
calls.
code 3.
There's another drunk fight down around the corner, but I think you'll find this helpful, and I will see you next time.